Awaken Light Audio. Awaken your mind. Ignite your light.
Victory path. Believe you can do it. Start walking, even if it's dark. The door to victory is closer than you think. What if the reason you haven't reached your breakthrough yet isn't because you're not good enough, but because you stopped walking too soon? What if the darkness you fear isn't a sign to turn back, but a test to see if you'll keep moving when no one is cheering? And what if the version of you that wins isn't waiting at the finish line, but already watching to see if you'll take the next step today? The victory path isn't lit, it's walked into. There's a moment in every journey when everything inside you whispers, "It's too hard. You should quit. You're not meant for this. No one sees how much you're trying. What's the point?" And in that moment, you're not fighting the world, you're fighting your own belief. The truth is, no one starts the victory path with perfect conditions. No one begins completely confident. No one walks into their destiny with a spotlight and applause. You start scared, you start unclear, you start in silence, and most importantly, you start in the dark. Darkness isn't the opposite of progress, it's the beginning of it. We've been taught to wait for light before we move. Clarity, security, encouragement, proof, but that's not how real transformation happens. The light doesn't lead you, your belief does. It's easy to move when the path is well-lit. It's something else entirely to keep walking when you can't see more than one step ahead. Is what separates those who dream from those who rise. Because the truth is this, the victory path isn't found, it's forged, one brave, invisible, faithful step at a time. In the next section, we'll dive into the mindset of beginning before you're ready, because waiting for confidence, clarity, or permission is the slowest way to build momentum. Let's walk anyway. Start with what you have. From where you are, there is no perfect moment, no golden hour, when everything finally makes sense. No signal from the universe that now, finally, is your time. Because your time is always now. Your breakthrough is never waiting in some faraway place. It's waiting in the decision to begin. Your tools are already in your hands. You might think you need more confidence, more experience, more support, more money, more knowledge before you can start. But the truth? The greatest journeys in human history started with less than what you have right now. People have written books with borrowed pens, built businesses from bedrooms, healed from heartbreak with no one to hold them, run races with broken shoes, and risen from rock bottom with nothing but belief. You don't need everything, you just need enough to begin. Excuses disguised as preparation. Be honest, how many times have you told yourself, "I'll start once I..." How many plans have you over-polished until the window passed? How many goals have stayed stuck in your head because you kept waiting to feel ready? That's not preparation. That's hesitation. That's fear hiding behind perfectionism. And it's stealing your future. Every delay you justify is one more day. You stay distant from the version of you that's already waiting to be lived. You learn more by doing than dreaming. Start before you feel qualified, before you know exactly what the fifth step is, before the fear goes away. Because clarity comes from movement. Every step teaches you something. The sidelines never will. You'll figure it out as you go. And what you don't know now, you'll grow into it because you had the courage to start when it wasn't comfortable. A real-world shift. Micro moves. Massive change. You don't need to flip your life overnight. You just need a shift. Small, simple, repeatable. Want to write a book? Start with one paragraph. Want to change your body? Start with one walk. Want to grow a business? Make one call. Want to heal? Start journaling 1 page a day. Want to stop hiding? Share your truth with one safe person. The smallest action done today will always outperform the perfect plan someday. The way forward is through now. Start from where you are, not where you think you should be, not where they expect you to be. Start from the messy middle, from the fear, from the uncertainty, from the honest, imperfect, present version of you and trust that it's enough, because the most powerful version of your life won't appear because the timing was right. It will unfold because you chose to begin when it wasn't. Remember that? I begin with what I have. I trust the next step will reveal itself as I move. My courage is louder than my doubt, and that is more than enough. Even if it's dark, walk anyway. There will be days when the light feels gone, when the way forward is not just unclear, it feels invisible, when every part of you wants to pause, hide, wait, and that's when the old voice returns. It's too late. You're not ready. You can't do this alone. What if you fail again? What's the point? It whispers not to protect you, but to paralyze you, because darkness is not just the absence of light, it's the presence of doubt. Doesn't mean you're lost. We often think, if things feel hard or confusing, I must be off track. But what if the darkness isn't proof you're failing, but evidence that you're growing? Seeds grow in the dark. Muscles are torn before they're rebuilt. Butterflies are formed in the pressure of a cocoon, and transformation. Real transformation never starts in clarity. It starts in chaos, in discomfort, in silence, and most of all in movement without guarantees. Don't wait for light. Be the one who brings it. You are not weak for walking uncertain. You are powerful for walking anyway. Every step you take in the dark builds something the light never could. Grit, trust in her. Authority, spiritual muscle alignment with your higher self. You don't find courage by waiting for safety. You build courage by walking without it. And every time you keep moving, even just a few inches, even just for today, you are proving that you believe in the future more than you fear the moment. Let the step be the proof. You don't need a perfect map. You don't need a sign. You don't need permission. You just need to take one more step, and then another, and then another. Let the step itself be the confirmation. Let the movement be the message. Let your action be the answer, because it's in the walking that the path appears. And sometimes, the light doesn't arrive until you stop waiting and start becoming it. Think of someone who inspires you, who built something meaningful, who changed the direction of their life. Now ask yourself, did they start because they were fearless? Or did they simply choose to move while afraid? They walked in the dark, just like you're doing now, and they found something deeper than sight. Faith. Even when I cannot see the way, I choose to walk. My steps create the path. My faith leads me forward. I am not waiting for the light. I am becoming it. It's not about speed. It's about staying power. We live in a world obsessed with fast money, fast fame, fast growth, fast results. But the path to something that lasts, to peace, purpose, and personal power isn't paved with speed. It's paved with staying power. It's not about how fast you rise. It's about how long you stay, committed when no one's watching. Momentum isn't built in sprints. It's built in repeats. Everyone's motivated on day one. Everyone shows up when it's exciting, fresh, public. But what about day 27, when you're tired and invisible? What about week 5, when no results are showing? What about month 3, when others quit and you're still choosing to show up? That's where the real path is laid, not in the rush, but in the rhythm. Progress is quiet, but it's never empty. There's a magic to the person who keeps promises to themselves, builds without applause, chooses integrity over urgency, values one brick, laid well over a house built overnight. It doesn't look flashy. It doesn't go viral. It's not always noticed, but it's unshakable, because what you build slowly, you understand deeply. And what you repeat consistently, you eventually master. Not by chance, but by choice. Stop comparing pace. Honor your frequency. You are not behind. You're not late. You're not failing because someone else got there first. They have their mountain. You have yours. It's not about finishing fast. It's about not giving up when your mountain gets steep. Your journey is unique. Your lessons are tailor-made, and your timeline is sacred. Stay with it. Stay with you, real. Strength isn't force. It's faithfulness. Think of a tree. It doesn't grow by rushing. It grows by staying rooted, by reaching up, by withstanding storms. By showing up for the sun every single day, you're no different. You don't need to explode into success. You need to refuse to quit when the process gets boring, slow, or hard, because that's when most people walk away, and that's when you lean in. I will show you the 1% rule. Ask yourself every morning, what's one small thing I can do today to align with the life I want? Not 100 things, just one dot. Do that consistently, and in 100 days, you won't recognize your old self, not because you rushed, but because you refused to leave yourself behind. Tell yourself, I honor the power of consistency. I don't chase speed. I build endurance. I rise quietly, daily, intentionally, and that is where my victory lives. Keep going until you surprise yourself. There will come a day, not with fanfare or fireworks, but in the middle of a normal moment, when you'll realize you've become Sumianaju, once doubted, could exist. You'll catch yourself responding differently. You'll notice your voice is stronger. You'll look in the mirror and see not perfection, but progress. And that's when it hits you. I'm not the same anymore. Not because you reached a finish line, but because you kept going. When quitting felt easier. Because you chose presence over patterns. Because you showed up for yourself again. And again and again. Transformation happens slowly. Then all at once, it's subtle at first. The workout you used to skip becomes a ritual. The boundaries you feared become natural. The fear that froze you becomes fuel. The self-doubt softens into self-respect. You don't always notice the moment you level up, because growth doesn't shout, it becomes you silently, steadily, until you look back and can't find the old version anymore. That's the power of staying on the path. Not because it's easy, but because it's yours. The most powerful victories are internal. Forget the trophies, forget the applause, forget who's watching. The greatest win is waking up knowing you no longer betray yourself. You trust your own word. You've built a life that reflects your values, not just your fears. You've become the kind of person you once only imagined. That is unshakable peace. That is authentic confidence. That is victory. When you surprise yourself, you rewrite your identity. The most beautiful part of the journey isn't reaching some external milestone. It's discovering that you are more capable, more grounded, more resilient than you ever believed. You won't get there by waiting. You'll get there by walking, again and again, until you shock yourself with how far you've come. Keep going. Not to impress the world, but to meet the version of you that's been waiting on the other side of your consistency. Final affirmation. I keep walking. I keep showing up. I keep believing, even in the dark, because I know that every quiet step forward becomes the roar of a new identity. The path was never outside you. It was you all along. This is your victory path, not because it's perfect, but because you chose it. You committed to it. You walked it. Scared, unsure, tired, but determined. And now, you don't need someone to tell you you're ready. You don't need the world to agree. You don't need all the answers. You just need one truth. I believe I can do it, and I'm already doing it. So start walking, even if it's dark, because the light you've been waiting for has always lived inside you.
Thank you for spending this moment with Awaken Light Audio. If something today touched your heart or opened your mind, don't keep it to yourself. Share your thoughts in the comments. What spoke to you most? Tell us about your journey, your questions. Send it their way, because light grows when it's shared. Until next time, stay present, stay awakened, and keep becoming who you're meant to be.